Welcome back to the channel, fight fans. We've got a bombshell dropping in the heavyweight division, sending shockwaves from Riyadh to London and beyond. Just months after the self-proclaimed retirement of the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, following those two seismic clashes with Alexander Usyk, the whispers are getting louder, the hints are getting heavier, and now, his own father is pulling back the curtain on what went wrong and what has to happen next. Is the biggest star in boxing really staying retired? Or is the stage being set for a comeback nobody wants to miss? Stick around, because the heavyweight soap opera just got a new, explosive chapter. Alright, let's dive right into it. For months, the big question hanging over boxing has been, what now for Tyson Fury? After dominating the heavyweight landscape for years, holding that coveted WBC belt, and giving us that unforgettable trilogy with Deontay Wilder, 2024 brought a new challenge, the undisputed king, Alexander Usyk. Their first fight in May, a technical chess match in Riyadh, saw Usyk edge a split decision, Fury's first professional loss. The rematch, just 7 months later in December, was another high-stakes affair. While Fury showed flashes, Usyk's relentless pressure and boxing IQ ultimately secured him the unanimous decision victory, confirming his status and leaving Fury with back-to-back defeats for the first time in his career. Immediately after the second Usyk fight, Fury spoke of retirement. He'd done it all, he'd made his money, he'd fought the fights. The logical conclusion for a man who has achieved so much and been through so many battles. But this is Tyson Fury. Retirement in boxing, especially at the top, often seems less like a final curtain and more like an extended intermission. And the signs of an encore? They're getting impossible to ignore. Fueling this fire is the ever-present specter of the Anthony Joshua fight. The all-British megaclash that has been boxing's white whale for years. It's the biggest domestic showdown imaginable, a fight that transcends titles and becomes a national event. With Joshua still a top contender, coming off his own recent wins and eyeing a path back to the top, the timing for the fight seems ripe. Promoter Eddie Hearn is already talking about a clear path and saying Fury should put us out of our misery by confirming the Joshua bout everyone wants. Frank Warren agrees, calling it the fight everyone wants to see. But here's where the plot thickens, and where Tyson's own father, the straight-talking John Fury, steps into the spotlight with some incredibly pointed observations. John, a former fighter himself, hasn't been shy about sharing his views on Tyson's recent performances, and he recently dropped a bombshell analysis on Seconds Out that gives us a crucial insight into what he believes went wrong against Usyk. According to John, Tyson made a fundamental mistake in both fights against the slick southpaw. And it's a tactical error that John, as a southpaw himself, understands intimately. He says Tyson was repeatedly going to the left against Usyk. Now, for those less familiar with the technical nuances, moving to your opponent's left when they're a southpaw means you're stepping directly into the line of fire of their most powerful weapon, their straight left hand. It's boxing 101, yet John says Tyson kept doing it. John didn't just stop at the technical flaw, he aimed his criticism squarely at Tyson's corner, without naming names but clearly referencing the setup for the Usyk fights, which was primarily led by Sugar Hill Stewart. John accused Tyson of listening to people who haven't got any fighting experience, a stinging indictment implying a lack of practical, in-ring knowledge in the corner that's essential for navigating a complex stylistic puzzle like Usyk. He went further, calling the corner incapable and suggesting they were too soft on Tyson, failing to push him hard enough in camp. And perhaps the most controversial accusation? John claimed Tyson was telling him what to do half the time, implying a lack of authority and direction from the coach, adding that the corner staff need the money and thus weren't willing to tell Tyson he was making critical mistakes for fear of losing their position. Ouch. That's a pretty scathing assessment from the man who knows Tyson best. John even went as far as to say that had Tyson not been listening to the wrong instructions and corrected that basic error of moving left, he might have avoided a more severe outcome. If it weren't for him, Tyson's toughness, he would have suffered a knockout loss rather than a defeat by decision, John claimed, highlighting just how dangerous he felt that specific mistake was. Now, why is John bringing this up now? It's because the comeback rumors aren't just speculation anymore. Tyson himself recently posted a video in the gym with Sugar Hill Stewart, adding the caption, "You know what's coming." And his manager, Spencer Brown, added fuel to the fire by telling IFL TV that Tyson had bought a new pair of boxing boots and some new boxing shorts, a strong hint that training is ramping up. Alexander Usyk himself doesn't believe Fury is truly retired, stating he thinks Tyson will continue training, continue boxing. This brings us back to the Joshua fight. Joshua is currently recovering from elbow surgery but is expected back later in 2025. If Fury does return, and the Joshua fight is the target, which seems increasingly likely given the demand and the clear path promoters see, then John Fury's message is clear: Tyson must fix the strategic and technical errors he made against Usyk. The game has evolved, and he needs to adapt. The possibility of Fury-Joshua at Wembley is tantalizing, and it appears to be the most probable reason for Tyson to lace up the gloves again after those back-to-back losses. But John's analysis serves as a stark warning: simply returning isn't enough. The tactical flaws need addressing if Tyson wants to return and win at the highest level, whether that's against Joshua or perhaps even a third dance with Usyk down the line. Alright fight fans, if you're hooked on this heavyweight saga and want to stay up to date with all the twists and turns, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button right now for more knockout news and analysis just like this, delivered straight to you every single day. Also, I want to hear from you. What do you make of John Fury's comments? Do you agree with his analysis of the Usyk fights? And do you think Tyson Fury will come back, and if so, will he finally face Anthony Joshua? Let me know your thoughts and predictions in the comments section below. That's it for today's heavyweight update. Things are heating up, and we'll be here to cover every single development. Big thanks for tuning in. You can find links to our social media in the description below to join our boxing community. Until next time, keep your hands up and stay ready. We'll see you in the next video.